The most important part of the blue team clips is the ground pound that takes you all the way to the floor of the big room. It's not as fast as getting a Spartan charge like this, but it should at least be better and more consistent for Legendary. So here's how you do it. At the freeze, you usually have to clamber on this thing and run a little ways before jumping off. And you can aim around here, and you can get consistent at this with practice. Then you want to head over to the left, and this movement is not optimized, it's just a clip showing where you should go, I guess. And here's an attempt trying to minimize jackal fires by throwing a grenade. And I'm sure there's maybe a better way to throw the grenade too. And then the third part is getting the sword from this elite, since we're already doing this to go fast, so why not do that? Here's another attempt, another grenade throw. And I suspect something like this will be the fastest way to get the sword, but obviously not how it happened here. And I wasn't even able to grab it. But overall, I'm hoping it should save time. Now, this landing on that part is really easy. This is really just a lasso strat, probably. But you can run across the ceiling of this giant room, and I have not managed to... There's an invisible wall right there that you have to angel jump over. I have not managed to get farther than just a few seconds here. So, if anyone wants to look at this, that would be great. For Glassed, this might just save like 1 second at most. It's another angel jump. I haven't really compared this to the other way, and I'm just doing this multiple times to show its consistency. So this is something that should be a bit faster than world record, at least faster than the Pelican strat. It saves about 6 seconds over the current world record, time from the doorway to getting the rockets. So this is if you want to blow up the knight first, and that's with this sloppy movement. Next is Reunion, and this is probably co-op only, well definitely co-op only, but I was doing co-op with Distro a while back, and he runs off and dies here, and then when he spawns back he gets this weird pressure launch that you see. He'll get launched off to the left. Now if we could control that so that he just gets launched straight outside of this elevator, I guess, then that would be really useful. He could start running to the next area quicker. Jumping on this Phantom is probably the most single-player relevant thing to Swords of St. Helios, but the problem is I could only get the Phantom to spawn at that height and distance like 2 times out of the 5 times I tried it. So what's more relevant is probably getting into this Banshee. You've probably seen this from Renegade's videos. If you go too high, you're going to teleport like this a whole lot. This might play twice, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's too high. So you definitely need to get a launch that's lower than that if you want to stay on the Spirit, which does go farther than the Phantom. And there's a part for co-op only. Here we go. There's that's not too high. There's a part for co-op, which I should show after this clip, where you jump off to the left here. But we're going to keep going, because this is something that I have not tested yet. I'm hoping that if the rest of your co-op partners can get this area to load in fast enough, then you can land on some solid ground here. The problem is the Spirit despawns only a few seconds after I jump off here, and this is not solid.
Ships are taking heavy fire. Act casual. Maybe they won't.
So yeah, okay, this is what might be more co-op applicable, but I did try this with G-Pro and I was unable to get anywhere with it. We did not explore everything though, so maybe there's room. Don't jump off here. Yeah, you want to jump off here, you usually need a slide, and then a thrust and ground pound. There's a lot more exploring you can do around here. You can go to the left, but if you're already trying to ground pound back inbounds, then you're going to want to go this way. I think the major problem we had with this is getting outside before it loads, because as soon as this outside area loads, there's this, and you know, this is where I expect the outside to be, but as soon as the outside loads, there's going to be an invisible barrier that you can't get in. Somehow we got here. I lost a bit of footage in between previous clip in this one, but if you were to run all the way to the door with the wraiths and all the jackals that you try to open, this is a route you can take. I know we got all the way to the door this way, and I'm going to pause it here just to show exactly what I mean. You can get to the door by roughly following this blue line along the outside of the map. The actual door where you fight all the jackals and try to get through is the green circle. And we haven't found out how to get back inbounds behind that door yet, or even through the door maybe as it opens, but we can see the ghosts beyond the door that you try to get to on Legendary, and we tried a few times entering it from outside the map, but were unsuccessful, so that's about as far as we got here. This is the last bit from this level. I tried shooting the grunts off and then getting into their turret, but I tried it a few times and I got close, and I still don't think there's an option to get in the turret. I don't even know how useful it would be if you could. So on enemy lines, this launch, again, who knows, maybe it's co-op only, especially for how often you miss the loads. This time I got a fairly shallow launch, which is good because it keeps everything loaded. This shows going too high. If you do this, the shield won't spawn, and as you'll be able to see, there won't be any ghosts. Presumably you need that, but who knows, if you get a launch that fast and you have some co-op partner hitting triggers, maybe that'll be fine, especially if you get through before the shield pops up. But some of these are really fast, and maybe it could be useful someday, but you have to go so far out of the way. So this is really something that should be implemented in single player, and this is typically how the launches go, where you try to get a launch on one of the sides where the gondola hits the platform. You can see I barely jump forward at all here. This is one of my higher launches. Yeah, this is my highest launch, just by a little bit. And possibly the best launch because you don't have to deviate too far after this to hit the trigger.
Is this a losing battle?
Only if we intend on losing it.
You'll know you're probably going to get a good launch if you see the gondola kind of cover your vision a bit, like you see there. And this is the farthest launch I got. Also possibly the highest, but I don't know. I tried to time the ground pound timer. This could also be very useful for co-op if you get a launch like this, but maybe you'd have to kill your teammates so that they spawn in time to hit the load there. I don't know. Either way, that launch should be done in single player. It's just going to take a lot of resets. That's all I have for you.